Let's take a closer look at last night's debate with former White House press secretary for Hillary Clinton, Lisa Caputo, and CNN political commentator and strategist, Republican strategist, Ana Navarro. Anna, let's look at some of the reviews, some of the tweets about the debate, some headlines from the morning. New York Times, Democratic debate turns Hillary Clinton's way after months of difficulties. Washington Post, a self-assured performance by Clinton in Democratic presidential debate. The Daily Beast, Hillary Clinton goes full Khaleesi, sets the CNN debate stage on fire. A little Game of Thrones reference there. Anna, do you agree with that? I don't know about the Khaleesi one. That seems a little strong, and there were no dragons, of course, there. But what's your take? Did she win, you think?
In fact, another one of the difference was that yesterday that room was very, very cold, as opposed to the debate in Simi Valley, where people were wilting like spinach in front of our eyes. Look, I think that both Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders did themselves a lot of good with their base, with the people that already supported them. They said things that I think are very popular with the Democratic base, and they had good performances. He was incredibly authentic. She looked like a seasoned debate veteran, which she is. Nobody that has seen all of Hillary Clinton's 25 debates in the last presidential election in 2008 or her previous ones as senators would be surprised at the fact that this woman knows how to debate, and she showed it yesterday. She was comfortable. Stella got her groove.
Nice. And Lisa, obviously Hillary Clinton, a very seasoned debater. She had a lot of good moments last night, some questionable ones as well. But I think it's fair to say that this was the moment of the night. It certainly was the most discussed on Twitter and Facebook. Take a look.
Well, I think the secretary is right. And that is that the American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Thank you.
Now, I know that a focus group and I know that a Facebook poll are not scientific, but Bernie Sanders did do very well in both of those at CNN, especially the Facebook poll. Do you think that he maybe expanded his reach last night?
I don't know about that. What I do know is he absolutely he spoke to his base. He absolutely played to the base. I think that was a gimme that he gave to Hillary Clinton on the emails.
An in-kind contribution,
An in-kind contribution, somebody said earlier today. And I think that took a lot of air out of the room, and the questions stopped. And you could just sense everything change right there. And I think it allowed her to pivot and go right to wanting to get into some policy proposals. So she was trying to position herself as a candidate who's both experienced and is for change, and was able to articulate some specific policy proposals. I think Bernie was Bernie, if you will, but I also think Hillary was Hillary. I think you saw a Hillary Clinton that was very authentic. Someone said earlier today that that's the Hillary Clinton that I know as a friend and I see so often. The humor, the ability to imbue a little bit of the gender card, not in a full frontal way, but in a tactful way, the ability to be substantive.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because I know Anna was not a big fan of what's the biggest difference between you and President Obama, and she mentioned her gender. Why didn't you care for that so much?
You know, because she said it over and over again during the debate. It's interesting because I was on the morning show today, like 100 hours ago in Las Vegas, and they had a voter from Las Vegas talking about it, a female, a Democrat, and she had the same exact reaction. It almost felt like every half an hour she was talking about being a woman. You know, when you're the only woman standing on the stage, I'm not sure that you need to emphasize it to that degree.
But Lisa, very quickly, if you could, she didn't do it in 2008, and the campaign is trying to do it some things differently this time.
I think there were a lot of lessons learned from 2008, and I think that those have been thought through, and they're taking a whole different strategy this go around. And I think that I don't think it was repeated over and over again last night. I do think that she was obvious about it and stated it, and you're right, it wasn't something stated in 2008. She was told to stay away from it.
How many times did you hear it?
2 or 3 times.
I heard it 3 times, plus her telling us it takes her longer to go to the bathroom.